Hey, sports card fans, it's John, Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. Today, I'll be taking a look at the top 10 PSA vintage baseball card sales on eBay for cards from the 1950s, 60s, and 70s for September 2025. For this month, in each decade, there are some high-grade examples of cards that sold, and there are a few new record-high sales. So let's go take a look. Starting off with the top 10 from the 1950s. At number 10, we have this 1954 Wilson Franks Ted Williams in a PSA 4. This one sold on September 21st for $15,000. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 4 is $22,750, which is the current record high sale for a PSA 4 copy, and it sold in August of this year through Fanatics Collect. At number 9, we have this 1954 Topps Hank Aaron in a PSA 7. This one sold on September 28th for $15,652. It was an auction. There were 48 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 7 is $15,984. The record high sale was $31,988 back in March of 2021 through a PWCC listing on eBay. Now, there was one other significant 1954 Topps Hank Aaron sale in September. This one, a PSA 5.5 copy, sold on September 22nd for $7,877. At number 8, we have this 1952 Topps Bob Lemon in a PSA 9. This one sold on September 22nd for $15,655. It was an auction. There were 43 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is this sale here at $15,655 and represents a new record high sale for a PSA 9 copy. The previous high was only $3,511 all the way back in February of 2009 through a Goodwin auction. Now, there have been 10 copies graded a PSA 9. Only 2 have been graded a PSA 10. At number 7, we have this 1955 Bowman Mickey Mantle in a PSA 8. This one sold on September 26th for $16,000. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 8 is $14,643. The record high sale was $21,600 back in February of 2023 through Heritage. At number 6, we have this 1951 Bowman Mickey Mantle in a PSA 3.5. This one sold on September 24th for $16,000. It was an auction. There were 31 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 3.5 is $16,917. The record high sale was $24,400 back in February of this year through Golden. Now, there were 2 other significant 1951 Bowman Mickey Mantle sales in September. The first one, a PSA 3 copy, sold on September 15th for $14,999, and then a PSA 2 miscut sold on September 23rd for $12,000. At number 5, we have a 1956 Topps Mickey Mantle Grayback version in a PSA 8. This one sold on September 11th for $17,500. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 8 is $15,823. The record high sale, though, was $55,100 back in March of 2021 through eBay. Now, there was one other significant 1956 Topps Mickey Mantle sale in September. It was another grayback version in a PSA 8. This one sold on September 14th for $16,726. At number 4, we have this 1959 Topps Roberto Clemente in a PSA 9. This one sold on September 22nd for $20,750. It was a buy it now. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $20,770. The record high sale was $56,400 back in January of 2023 through Heritage. Now, there have been 57 copies graded a PSA 9. None have been graded a PSA 10. At number 3, we have another 1959 Topps card. This is the Willie Mays in a PSA 9. This one sold on September 28th for $21,170. It was an auction. There were 56 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $19,277. The record high sale was $22,800 back in July of 2023 through Heritage. There have been 47 copies graded a PSA 9. Only 5 have been graded a PSA 10. At number 2, we have this 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle in a PSA 1. This one sold on September 24th for $28,690. It was an auction. There were 67 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 1 is $31,012. The record high sale, though, was $60,001 back in September of 2022 through Heritage. And the number 1 card from the 1950s for September was this 1952 Topps Willie Mays in a PSA 7. This one sold on September 8th for $46,000. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 7 is $41,312. But the record high sale was $49,500 back in May of 2023 through eBay. All right, on to the top 10 from the 1960s. At number 10, we have this 1961 Topps Mickey Mantle in a PSA 8. This one sold on September 4th for $5,650. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 8 is $4,804. The record high sale was $10,025 back in December of 2022 through an SCP auction. At number 9, we have this 1968 Topps Johnny Bench in a PSA 9. This one sold on September 28th for $6,100. It was an auction. There were 26 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $5,793. The record high sale was $11,500 back in March of 2021 through eBay. There have been 219 copies graded a PSA 9. Only 17 have been graded a PSA 10. At number 8, we have this 1968 Topps Milton Bradley version, Nolan Ryan in a PSA 7. This one sold on September 27th for $6,588. It was an auction. There were 54 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 7 is $4,752. This sale here at $6,588 represents a new record high sale for a PSA 7 copy. The previous high was $5,400 back in March of 2021 through Heritage. At number 7, we have this 1968 Topps Mickey Mantle in a PSA 9. This one sold on September 23rd for $9,400. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $9,019. The record high sale was $18,830 back in December of 2021 through Memory Lane. There have been 185 copies graded a PSA 9. Only 11 have been graded a PSA 10. At number 6, we have this 1964 Topps Mickey Mantle in a PSA 8.5. This one sold on September 1st for $9,500. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 8.5 is $8,845. So this sale here at $9,500 represents a new record high sale for a PSA 8.5 copy. The previous high was $9,101 back in September of last year through eBay. At number 5, we have this 1963 Topps Pete Rose in a PSA 8. This one sold on September 28th for $10,370. It was an auction. There were 27 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 8 is $11,487. The record high sale was $27,500 back in March of 2021 through PWCC. At number 4, we have this 1962 Topps Mickey Mantle in a PSA 8. This one sold on September 7th for $12,260. It was an auction. There was only one bid. The current VCP average price for a PSA 8 is $13,162. The record high sale was $22,013 back in July of 2021 through Memory Lane. At number 3, we have this 1966 Topps Hank Aaron in a PSA 9. This one sold on September 28th for $12,500. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $7,800. This sale here at $12,500 ties the record high sale that was first reached back in February of 2022 through eBay. There have been 54 copies graded a PSA 9. Only 5 have been graded a PSA 10. At number 2, we have this 1969 Topps Nolan Ryan in a PSA 9. This one sold on September 28th for $13,359. It was an auction. There were 59 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $11,929. The record high sale was $19,200 back in February of last year through Heritage. There have been 130 copies graded a PSA 9. Only 3 have been graded a PSA 10. And the number 1 card from the 1960s for September was this 1967 Topps Tom Seaver in a PSA 9. This one sold on September 26th for $22,140. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $17,233. The record high sale was $26,316 back in December of 2021 through Memory Lane. There have been 99 copies graded a PSA 9. Only 3 have been graded a PSA 10. Now there was one other significant 1967 Topps Tom Seaver rookie card sale in September. This one, a PSA 8 copy, sold on September 28th for $3,835. On to the top 10 from the 1970s. At number 10, we have this 1979 Topps Gary Carter in a PSA 10. This one sold on September 9th for $3,500. It was a buy it now. The current VCP average price for PSA 10 is this sale here at $3,500 and represents a new record high sale for a PSA 10 copy. The previous high was $2,191 back in May of 2022 through eBay. There have been 220 copies graded a PSA 9. This copy here is one of only 13 that has been graded a PSA 10. At number 9, we have this 1974 Topps Hank Aaron in a PSA 9. This one sold on September 10th for $3,500. It was a buy it now. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $3,607. The record high sale was $6,064 back in January of 2024 through Memory Lane. There have been 118 copies graded a PSA 9. Only 1 has been graded a PSA 10. At number 8, we have this 1971 Topps Al Kaline from the Hill Collection in a PSA 9. This one sold on September 28th for $4,355. It was an auction. There were 28 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $4,496. The record high sale was $5,640 back in May of 2022 through Heritage. There have only been 13 copies graded a PSA 9, and only one has been graded a PSA 10. At number 7, we have this 1971 Topps Ted Simmons in a PSA 9. This one sold on September 21st for $4,598. It was an auction. There were 46 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $4,393. The record high sale was $9,938 back in December of 2022 through Mile High. There have only been 22 copies graded a PSA 9, and only one has been graded a PSA 10. At number 6, we have another 1971 Topps card. This is the Willie Stargell in a PSA 9. This one sold on September 25th for $4,661. It was an auction. There were 44 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $4,851. The record high sale was $21,600 back in January of 2022 through Heritage. There have only been 21 copies graded a PSA 9, and only one has been graded a PSA 10. At number 5, we have this 1972 Topps Nolan Ryan in a PSA 9. This one sold on September 7th for $4,850. It was an auction. There were 19 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $4,524. The record high sale was $6,000 back in September of 2022 through eBay. There have been 195 copies graded a PSA 9. Only 9 have been graded a PSA 10. Now, there were 3 other significant 1972 Topps Nolan Ryan sales in September. The first one, another PSA 9 copy, sold on September 7th for $4,800. Then another PSA 9 copy sold on September 29th for $4,581. And then a fourth PSA 9 copy sold on September 8th for $3,700. At number 4, we have this 1971 Topps Joe Morgan in a PSA 9. This one sold on September 23rd for $5,234. It was an auction. There were 35 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $5,234, which is what this card sold for and is a new record high for a PSA 9 copy. The previous high was $3,960 back in May of 2022 through Heritage. There have only been 13 copies graded a PSA 9, and none have been graded a PSA 10. At number 3, we have this 1977 Topps Pete Rose in a PSA 10. I did not forget to put a picture of the back of the card because this listing only had a picture of the front of the card. This one sold on September 8th for $6,750. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for PSA 10 is $5,260, but the record high sale was $10,700 back in October of 2023 through eBay. Now, there have been 571 copies graded a PSA 9, but only 41 have been graded a PSA 10. At number 2, we have this 1975 Topps George Brett in a PSA 9. This one sold on September 5th for $7,300. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for PSA 9 is $6,270. The record high sale was $8,562 back in July of 2021 through Memory Lane. There have been 333 copies graded a PSA 9. Only 11 have been graded a PSA 10. And the number 1 card from the 1970s for September is this 1973 Topps Mike Schmidt in a PSA 9. This one sold on September 14th for $7,500. It was an auction. There was only one bidder. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $6,861. The record high sale was $19,800 back in July of 2021 through Heritage. There have been 253 copies graded a PSA 9. Only 5 have been graded a PSA 10. Well, there you go, the top 10 PSA vintage baseball card sales on eBay for cards from the 1950s, 60s, and 70s for September 2025. As always, would love to know in the comments what you think about the cards that made the 3 top 10 lists. And with that, that's all I have for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.